A big showdown this week in Lackawanna League girls track and field. Dunmore and Lakeland squared off, and it was a good one coming down to one last field event. The win for the Chiefs made it their 30th straight dual meet victory.
In the biggest meet of the season so far, with a 29 regular season division streak on the line, the last thing that the Lakeland girls track team needed was for the bus to be late to Dunmore High School. The Bucks, considered to have the best chance to stop the winning streak, maybe should have hoped the bus came a little later. Lakeland, on a rainy, chilly spring day, got off the bus and proceeded to beat Dunmore 84-62.
It was definitely a tough meet, but we had a lot up our sleeve this meet. We had a lot of girls run different events and spread out throughout the meet, and the relays were huge. We ended up winning all 3 relays, which was huge for us. If that didn't happen, it probably would have been a lot different meet. And everyone honestly performed at their best today, and I'm really happy for everyone, and I'm glad that we beat Dunmore for the last time for my senior year.
It feels really good to know that we could keep winning, but being chased down by all teams, it really pushes you to know you can't take a day off in a meet. You always have to be on your A game, and it pushes us to get our best times and jumps and performances.
I think we were underestimated. We were underestimated last year too. We weren't the favorite, but we work hard at Lakeland all around, and we had a lot of talent come up this year. We had a freshman, and then we had some throwers, we had a couple new sprinters, and we had a distance runner, and that made all the difference this year.
They're underestimating them. We have some young talent, some new talent that we acquired this year on the team, and they're really doing great jobs for us.
Seniors Brooke Estat and Madison Harding once again led Lakeland. Harding set season best times in the 100 and 300 hurdles. Brooke, already a school record holder, won 4 events, including the triple jump, high jump, the 800-meter run, and the long jump, in which she set a school record at 17 feet, 7 inches.
I've had all 3 components. It just takes a while to click, and they usually don't click this early for me, but I'm glad they clicked this early. And long jump, I've been lifting a lot, so that's been helping, and a lot of speed. So
Estat ran the 800. She normally does not run the 800, so that was a big thing. We had hoped for a second at least, and she pulled out a first, so that was good.
While Lakeland will score a lot of points on the track, it's the field events where the Chiefs will excel. Sophomore Michaela Marino didn't have her best day in the discus, but she rebounded quickly.
But then I went to the shot put, and I got up, and I did really well, and I threw my PR yesterday, 36.5 And then javelin, I stepped up my game in javelin and threw a 97. I don't know, just thanking my lifting coach, and they helped me out, do really well this year. So I'm really happy about my outcome this year.
Last season, Lakeland finished 3rd as a team in the District 2 track and field meet after winning the event in 2014.
Team goals, definitely we want to go after Jordan relays again, and we definitely want Spagnas. And last year we didn't win districts, but we're definitely going for that this year.
A lot of girls on the team are very versatile. There's a lot of girls that we can put into events and they can pick up points. So I'm hoping to win districts would be big because we're such a small team, and we do have a lot of talent in the younger grades, but also the seniors. I mean, Brooke and Maddie are amazing, and we have a lot of freshmen coming up who are helping out. So I think this year is definitely possible.
We're looking to make sure that we peak at districts, and this year try and come back and win districts. That would be a really big goal for our team, and everyone's working to get district qualifying times and be their best for that meet.
Expect Lakeland to be at its best come May, and even send a long list to states.
Overhead throwing athletes are susceptible to shoulder and elbow injuries because of muscle fatigue, muscle weaknesses, imbalances, changes in stability, and loss and alterations in throwing mechanics. Not all shoulder and elbow injuries in the throwing athlete are preventable because the throwing action generates forces that typically exceed the tensile strength of these anatomical structures. Athletes can do some things to help minimize the risk of these injuries by maintaining shoulder joint range of motion, specifically with internal and external rotation. As they begin to lose internal rotation range of motion, this decreases the total available range of motion, which places them at greater risk for injury. To prevent this from happening, they can perform the crossover stretch, which is done with the athlete with their throwing shoulder against a wall or door frame, and then utilizing their opposite hand to pull their elbow across their chest. They can also perform the modified sleeper stretch, which is done in a sideline position with the athlete's back rotated away from them at a 45-degree angle, and then they gently press their hand into internal rotation. Additionally to range of motion, they also need to focus on strengthening, specifically muscles that support the shoulder, scapula, elbow, and wrist. For the shoulder, they can perform external rotation exercises, which strengthen that posterior rotator cuff. And this is important because these muscles are what's decelerating the arm during the throwing action. For the scapula, they can do rows at varying angles where the focus is on them squeezing their scapulas together to help strengthen those muscles that support the scapula, which provides a base for the shoulder. And they can do this at a level where the resistance is close to the floor, and then also where the resistance is about waist to chest level. For the elbow, they can perform elbow extension exercises, which are going to work on the triceps muscle group. And for the biceps, they can do an eccentric activity that focuses on elongating the biceps, which helps control and decelerate the arm during throwing. For the wrist muscles, they can perform wrist flexion and extension exercises, which will strengthen those flexors and extensors. In addition to these muscles, they should also be incorporating core stability and core strength, and also lower extremity strengthening. And importantly, too, they need to remember to get the appropriate amount of rest and recovery.
Right after the break, an inspiring story with a local veteran who made headlines this week at the Boston Marathon.
Coming down Boylston Street, and we just wanted to end it with a little flavor.
A moment that went viral and prompted a national interview on Fox and Friends.
No idea it would turn into something like it did.